Hi guys, it is Monday the 2nd of Feb. It's currently 10 past 5 in the afternoon, and I'm just looking at my second assignment, which is due next week. It's a 7-minute presentation. Today I'm just sort of looking at what I have to talk about in my presentation and sort of figure out my plan of attack, really. I'm probably not going to start really diving into it until Wednesday. I don't know if I'll do stuff tomorrow because I'm at the radio station doing some volunteer work with their social media team. So I'll be busy during the day and I don't know if I'll feel up to it afterwards. But yeah, it seems really straightforward. I'm just sort of looking at the assignment now. And really, as long as I fill those 3 requirements, I'll ace this. So today what I'm planning on doing is just going through the assignment and making my own sort of little notes about what I want to say and what I want to include. And then, yeah, on Wednesday, I'll probably start sort of putting it together. I just moved you guys onto the other side of the table because I thought that would be a better view. What am I going to do? I think I'm just going to open Word. I'm just going to put in the assignment details as well as my own sort of notes off the top of my head of what I want to include. And then because I need to include some content that I created while I was on my internship, I'm probably going to go onto the Instagram page, find my content and make notes of it, because I do have a list, but I've made a lot of content and I need to figure out what content I made on my internship. Because I stayed on after my internship, I've continued to make content since November. I'm hoping, because a couple of my things were published in December, so I'm sort of hoping that as long as I say I created this in the last week of November and then they posted it in December, I'm hoping that'll be okay. So I've just finished putting in my dot points from the top of my head, as well as a list of the content that I created while I was on my internship. Turns out I created 11, 12 different pieces of content, which I feel like is a lot. But I'm not gonna display everything. I think I'll just choose a few to go off of. But I think that's all I'm gonna do today. I might link the content from the Instagram onto my content list so then I know where it is, and then it'll make it easier for me to find it if I do decide using it. But yeah, that's probably all I'll really do. I think that's all for today. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Welcome to Tuesday. I'm just getting ready to go volunteer at the radio station today. I don't think I'm going to really film anything when I'm there because I usually just sit and get my work done. I need to do anything interesting, I probably will. But usually it's just me at the computer editing. It's not very exciting. This year I really want to stay off my phone. So I downloaded this app called Opal and I started it yesterday, and honestly I like it but I hate it. I like it because it locks my apps so I can't use them for a certain period of time, and I can pause it, so I can unlock it for a certain I think for 5 minutes, and get 2 5-minute breaks during each slot. So I can pause it and go on it for 5 minutes and then get off. But I feel like that just defeats the purpose. It kind of sucks because I only really talk to people through social media, and so it means for 6, 7 hours a day I'm left not talking to anyone, or missing messages from people and stuff like that, which sucks. It is what it is. I just have to deal with it, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to keep using it, but I really, really want to get my screen time down. Now that I'm thinking about it, how can I start a YouTube channel, but then limit my social media time? Babe, how are you supposed to promote? I guess I just have to try and do it in those 4-hour windows, hey? I might do some of my assignment tonight, but I have a feeling that when I get back, I'll be tired and not want to. I've forgotten my makeup routine. That's how tired I am. Anyway, I feel like when it comes to editing reels, I'm really slow. I need to learn the shortcuts. I don't know any of the shortcuts. And I feel like that's what makes your editing so quick. So I need to learn shortcuts. I was thinking of getting one of those like stickers that have all the different shortcuts to like put onto my laptop. But I also like don't have to buy that. I could also just make that myself. I'm a slow editor, guys. I'm just a slow editor. I probably go a little bit overboard on the setting spray, but in my mind, I'm like, if I can't feel it hitting a part of my face, it's not on that part of my face. Fun fact, I get really watery eyes. So instead of using a normal mascara for my lower lashes, I use a waterproof one. And there's nothing. I don't get any sort of runniness throughout the day. It like literally just stays like this. That's the makeup routine done.
You are an outfit repeater.
It is 9 p.m. on Tuesday night. I got home from the radio station at about 6:30-ish. I had some dinner and I've just been watching Married at First Sight. I haven't finished episode 2 yet, so I'm not going to give you my thoughts. But, oh my god, I will have plenty of thoughts. Anyway, I'm just enjoying a glass of wine. And I just wanted to come on here because I felt weird leaving you in the morning and like with no other content for today. I uploaded my first YouTube video yesterday night, and honestly, I thought I was going to walk away with like 5 views and no one was going to say anything and it was going to be really weird. But I got quite a few responses from people telling me that they really like that they enjoyed it. They thought I was cute. They thought I was funny. I don't know. I want to keep doing this and like just being myself. And I actually don't really care if people view this or not. I mean, I'd love the views. Like, who doesn't want to go viral, right? Like, who doesn't want to have their 15 minutes of fame? At the same time, doing this as a way to practice talking in front of the camera, practice how I present myself, and like practice editing and uploading and formatting a brand and creating all this stuff. Yeah, no, I just want to do it for me, and it's nice that people enjoy it because you want people to enjoy the stuff that you post online. You know what I mean? Like, it's there for people to see, right? I am gonna go finish maths, I think, and then go to bed because I'm an old woman and I go to bed very early. That's it for me for tonight. I will catch you guys tomorrow. I am just getting ready for the day. I've just gotten dressed and washed my hair and styled it. By styled it, I mean spray, texture spray in my hair and then give it a shake. I have a few errands that I need to run today, so I thought it would be good to bring you guys with me. I need to go and put in this roll of film that I have had sitting in my wallet since Jan last year. That's full of some lovely photos of my friends. I actually think it contains some photos from Halloween 2024. I need to fix my lens on my camera because that's come off and I have a sticker over it at the moment. I have to look for a little bag for my cousin's wedding, and that wedding is on Saturday, so I literally need to do it either today or Friday. I need to get knee-high socks because I'm going to the Ethel Cain concert. I think that's all I have to do today. I thought it was fun. It would be fun to take you guys with me. It'd be better content than you just seeing me on the computer typing in a time lapse with cool EDM underneath it. Copyright free, by the way. my go-to on days where I don't really want to wear makeup, but like I kind of want to look a little put together, cream products, because I feel like it just sort of like blends in, and like I don't have to worry about putting powder over it because it's not under like 2-3 layers of product already. And I'm at my boyfriend's house. Yeah, I've literally been here since Monday. It's gonna be really weird, I think, for you guys, because half the week I'm gonna be in one environment and the other half of the week I'm gonna be in another environment. So I really hope that it's not confusing. Sorry, but I'm not changing my life schedule to make it more aesthetically pleasing for YouTube. I really want to experiment with my makeup. Don't want to be boring about it. Like for my cousin's wedding, I am wearing a green dress. I'll show you on the day. I really want to do, because I'm wearing a green dress, I really want to do like green, like eyeshadow and like green under eyes, just to be fun, you know? I just popped my roll of film in for development at Film Never Die, and now I'm just going to go and head to the Spencer Street outlet, and we're going to get my phone lens fixed first, actually, because I think it's going to take some time, which means I won't be able to record my audio, which means it's all going to be B-roll, so I'm very sorry about that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, so I finished my vision board, but because I used a glue stick, so I didn't have like PVA glue or anything like that, it's sort of peeling off a little bit, so I'm going to get some clear contact paper that I can stick over it, and then that way it'll stay nice and secure, and then I'll be able to pop it on my wall. Just gotten back. After Film Never Die, I went to the Spencer outlet, as I said. I got my lens fixed. It was like one of the first things that I did, so now I can actually use my back camera. I thought I would do a little haul. Now, I didn't end up getting everything I wanted to get. I could not find knee-high socks to save my bloody life. I might have to do another run on Friday, and I didn't get contact paper because I think I have to go to an Officeworks or a Kmart, and there wasn't one in the Spencer Outlet Centre. I actually have never been to the Spencer Outlet Centre, and it kind of surprised me. I quite liked it. For the wedding on Saturday, I needed an extra pair of earrings because I'm wearing a dress that I've worn before. The earrings I wore with the dress that I'm wearing on Saturday, I actually wore with my top and skirt at the wedding I went to a couple of weeks ago. So I kind of don't want to double up on my jewelry, and Lovisa was having a massive sale. I picked up these babies for $5. I think they're so cute. Influencer. You guys know, as soon as I saw this bag, I fell in love and I knew I had to get it. Here she is in all her glory. I absolutely love the beading. That's literally what sold me, the beading. It's so cute. And I was kind of wanting to make something myself with like beading, but as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, I'll just get it. I know I didn't mention this when I was giving you my list this morning, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I actually do need one. So I picked up a calendar. I did see the cat version of this, and I was going to get that instead. but it was kind of like a hot pink color, and I just wasn't really feeling it. I love dogs and I love cats, so it doesn't matter to me. And a calendar is a calendar. It's really interesting. Last year, I transitioned from using a paper calendar to my iPad, and I thought that that was going to be it. I was like, yeah, this iPad is going to be my calendar, my diary, everything. It's all digital. And then it just sort of got to the end of the year, and I was just like, I don't want to use my iPad anymore. I prefer holding a notebook and writing in it with a pen or highlighters, you know. So during Black Friday sales, I actually picked up a like student planner, and I also picked up a little notebook from Kmart that I sort of bring with me everywhere along with the student planner. I can sort of like as my like little journal. I'm not a massive journaler when it comes to reflecting and like thinking about things and wanting to just put something like from pen to paper. I really, really enjoy it. I think since it's become such a trend, like I feel like in the last like few months, journaling has become like a trendy thing to do. And I love it. I think it's so fun, and I'm someone who's always had a planner, always had a journal to write in, so I'm like, yes, yes. But at the same time, I'm not someone who's going to sit there and like write a whole essay. I love that people can sit there and write for an hour and just get everything out, and by the end of it have like 10 pages. Like that's awesome. But at the same time, I feel like people who can't do that will see that and think, oh, maybe I shouldn't journal because it's just not the same. But it's like, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. Journaling is journaling. If it's going to be half a page, if it's going to be 10 pages, who cares? And that it's okay to not write every day. But my point is, this year I really wanted a actual calendar that I can write in myself, that I can keep in my room. I'll put all my assignments on there. I'll put birthdays. I'll put events. I'll put other stuff. I don't know. It is almost 5:30. I finished cleaning the kitchen and doing all the other things I was procrastinating, and we're finally sitting down to do this assignment. Pretty much what I'm going to do is read, like, yeah, just like read over what I wrote, and then I'm going to start trying to put it together into a little presentation script. I don't think it needs to be like fully scripted, read off the cue card sort of thing, especially because it's over Zoom. I do want to have about 700 words written up. So then, if I forget where I am or if I need a bit of extra help, at least I've got those words. And I know that if I follow those 700 words, I'm roughly going to hit the 7-minute mark. I always seem to talk really fast when I do my public speaking, even when I try not to, just because I am a naturally anxious person when it comes to public speaking. And I think having those 700 words next to me will really help, because I can literally just go off the script, and I know if I say everything that I've written down, then I'll hit the 7-minute mark. I'm hoping today I can get about 300 words. Oh my God, I forgot I have to do a PowerPoint presentation too. That's okay. That is a Monday job. That's a Monday job. That's a Monday job. I want to make sure I don't have a super late night doing my assignment. So I think if I just give myself a good aim of 300 to 400 words, that's good. The way I'll do it, maybe like 100 words for a little intro, and then I'll go into what I learned. And then from that, I'll go into my pros and cons. I think it just makes sense to talk about what you learned first and then go into the pros and cons of the internship. I just finished doing the sections I want to do, my little intro and what I've learned. Took me about half an hour, which is quite nice. I reckon it'll end up being between 700 and 800 words. Sorry for not filming yesterday. I woke up with a bit of a migraine and just thought, you know what, I'll just spend the day focusing on myself and going to the radio station, doing my job, and then coming home and going to bed. Today, I am just going to do a couple of errands. I'm like so determined to get that contact paper. So I'm gonna pop to Chatty, not sure when, at some point today to get that done. I also need to work on my presentation because I still need to finish off doing my pros and cons and choosing those like 3 or 4 pieces of content that I'm going to include. That's what's happening today. I'm just having my coffee. I just made an ice long black. I'm just gonna have my coffee, have some breakfast, get ready. I'll see you when I'm running my errands. I just parked my car at Chatty. First thing I'm going to do is go to Kmart because I need to buy that contact paper for my vision board. And I also need to get a new bronzer because my bronzer smashed like last week. And when I went to do my makeup yesterday morning, I was like, oh, it's all sort of disintegrated and it doesn't really exist anymore. So I need to buy a replacement. And my other idea was instead of buying thigh high socks, because I'm wearing like sock boots, why don't I just buy a pair of men's like crew socks and just cut the foot part off and then just slip that on my calf and then put the boot on? Because you're not going to be able to tell. This way, I'm saving money and I'm also doing a little something DIY. You know what I mean? Might be kind of fun. I have to get a little bridal thing. I don't know what you call it for my cousin because mum couldn't find one the other day. And so I told her since I'm already going to Chatty, I might as well have a look for her. So I got to get that as well. So let's go. Why does the universe hate me? Kmart did not have any contact paper. They did have like contact, but there wasn't any clear. And it was all just, children's patterns. So I think I'm going to have to go to Officeworks. I don't have time to go to Officeworks today, so I'm going to have to do that at some point next week. I found knee-high socks that came up for like $3. So I grabbed a pair. I just realized I didn't check the size, but that's okay. I grabbed a pair and I got my bronzer. Yay! I got my bronzer. And then mum she called me while I was at Kmart and she asked me to get a birthday cake for my partner because his birthday was a couple of weeks ago and we didn't celebrate it on our side of the family. So mum wants to get him a cake and do a little something before the wedding tomorrow. So I got that for him. Oh, and then I got my bridal thing for my cousin. I hope she likes it. I think it's cute. I like it. Anyway, I'm going to head home, have some lunch. Then we're going to start working on our assignment. I really want to get that second half done. So I'm just about to start doing the second half of my presentation. I think I'm going to start doing my pros and cons and then talk about my content. I know that the order of my presentation will be content first and then pros and cons, but I think it would just be easier for me to write the pros and cons first. Hey, on Monday when I said that I was going to hyperlink my content to the dot points so it would be easier to find? Yeah, I didn't do that. So I'm also going to have to go back onto the Instagram and actually link that content. But that's okay because I can do that today when I figure out what pieces of content I want to keep. But let's start with the pros and cons. All right, so I just finished the pros and cons, and it's actually taken me to just over 700 words, which is amazing. All I have to do now is choose the content I want to do and briefly talk about what that content is. I'm going to have to show the content. So if I choose 2 reels, they're probably going to be between a minute and a minute and a half each. Because of that, I really want the content part to be brief. So then I have time to show that because I'm very, very scared I'm going to go over time now that I've already hit 700 words. I think if I just do a couple of sentences about each piece of content, then it'll be okay. I think. I'm really scared I might go over now. After 30 seconds of deliberating, I have settled on 2 reels. One is one I actually pitched myself and did everything myself. And it actually got quite a few views. Not to toot my own horn, but your girl's got skills. And then the other 2 pieces of content I'm going to do are blog posts that I updated for them. I think that's a good mix because all my other ones are reels and I don't want to show 4 reels. I'd rather show a mix of things I've done. I'm actually glad that I formulated a list of everything that I've done because for my project that's actually due next Friday, I am going to need all of that. And I'm going to have to start working on that on Monday when I finalise this presentation. So Monday is going to be a very, very big study day, but that's fine. So I'm just going to go find those 4 pieces of content that I've chosen and we can start putting some sentences together. My sentences turned into paragraphs and it's nearly 300 words. That's okay because I am probably going to cut it down anyway. I haven't read through it. This is really just a rough draft. So I'm going to make sure that on Sunday and Monday I spend the time to go through it and I will cut some things out. Really, the only thing I have to do now is go through it and create my PowerPoint.
Still rent it and buy it online, but other.
Do you ever wake up and think, I feel like today is not gonna go as planned. I feel like today is gonna be one of those days where things go wrong. Well, I woke up that way this morning and yeah, things have definitely not gone to plan. First of all, I got really bad blisters from my shoes yesterday that I wore at Chatty because I hadn't worn them before. But they were so pretty and I wanted to look cute. So I wore them and now I have these giant blisters on either side of my big toe knuckles. And then I just did some microblading and I put a bit in my face in 2 different areas. So yay. So that's going to be fun when I apply makeup on top of it later today. As I said the other day, I really want to explore doing some more creative things with my makeup, especially with my eyeshadow. So we're going to give that a go today. It's either going to be a success or a flop. I'm just going to blow dry my hair and put it up in the way that I want it for the wedding, just so then I don't have to worry about it all day because I do have to go and pick up my boyfriend and bring him here in like an hour. So I don't have too much time. I've just thrown on a little black dress that's just really comfy. I just finished reading Stephen King's It. I love Stephen King. I got into his books maybe towards the end of 2024 and I've read 4, I think. Oh no, I've only read 3. So I started with The Shining and then I did Pet Sematary and then I just finished It. The next book I want to read of his is going to be Shawshank Redemption because let me just grab the book. Like it's so tiny. So I thought that it would be a really good quick read. I'm hoping that if I do start it, I'll finish it in the one day because that would be amazing. I mean, it's so small. I feel like I can achieve that in a day if I really sat down and got into it. The thing with Stephen King is as soon as I start reading his books, I get into it. I love his style of writing. He goes into these fictional stories about these like if we look at The Shining, it's like it's about ghosts in different rooms, but there's always like an underlying, I don't want to call it a message, like there's always like an underlying, I don't know how to explain it. It's, you know, you can read the book and it can be very surface level and you can go, yeah, it's a story about a family that goes into a hotel and their experiences with ghosts in the hotel. But you could also look at it from a deeper lens and think about it in a psychological sense of people's mindset and what isolation can do to you. And that's what I really, really love about his writing. For those of you who are watching and don't personally know me, so not friends and family, hi friends and family, I was born completely deaf on my right side. So I have right-sided hearing loss or right-sided deafness. I got a ossea device implanted July last year. And since then, it's been really hard for me to style my hair. Say, for today, I wanted to wear these clips, but on my left side, if I was going to wear the clips, I would put it just where my ear is, like here, right? I can't do that on my right side. So I was sort of thinking, okay, what if I set it behind? But then if I set it behind, like that's how my hair is going to look. And I feel like it's making me look like I don't have any hair. We're just going to have to play around, I guess. So that took a lot longer than expected. And you know what? I actually think it turned out okay. I tried to secure it with like bobby pins, but my bobby pins suck. So I just finished doing my makeup and I also fixed my hair. So I'm hoping that it will stay and then it looks cute. I did a bit of a green eye look, so I'm hoping it goes okay with my dress. I really don't know. I now just have to put on my jewelry and put on my dress and then we'll be able to go. I am very, very excited. I'll make sure I get a clip of me in my dress before we head off. This is pretty much going to be the end of the video. So thank you for spending the week with me and I'll see you next time.